Domestic poisonings seem like the order of the day across the country, as vengeful partners simply want to end a relationship, or even worse, look to profit from their victims' deaths. And yet, we bring you another case of such a disheartening endeavor. A North Dakota woman has been accused of fatally poisoning her boyfriend with antifreeze, in what the authorities say may have been a plot to claim part of his $30 million inheritance. But was that really what happened? How did she pull that off? Well, let's delve into it together. The woman in question is 47-year-old Thea Kenoyer from Minot, North Dakota. On Monday, September 5th, she was charged with the murder-death of 51-year-old Stephen Edward Riley Jr., who happens to be her boyfriend of 10 years. According to multiple reports, a series of events precedes the death of this man. Investigators found evidence of conflict in the couple's relationship. These are some Facebook posts from Miss Kenoyer that supported their claims. Mr. Riley was to receive $30 million as an inheritance from a supposed distant relation. He planned to end his relationship with his girlfriend, Miss Kenoyer, once he had received the money. Suspicions were raised when one of Miss Kenoyer's friends reported witnessing her discarding Mr. Riley's belongings outside their home on the day he supposedly fell ill. The friend noted Miss Kenoyer wasn't pleased with Mr. Riley's intention to leave her. Miss Kenoyer claimed she's entitled to receive a portion of the inheritance, citing their common-law marriage. However, North Dakota does not recognize such marriages, making her claims baseless. She was reportedly upset when informed of this by investigators. On the evening of September 3rd, the day before Mr. Riley's hospitalization, he met with a lawyer at an airport to finalize the inheritance. Miss Kenoyer and friends accompanied him. All of a sudden, Mr. Riley began feeling uncomfortable and complaining of feeling drunk without taking alcohol. Witnesses wanted to seek medical help for Mr. Riley. However, Miss Kenoyer insisted that he had a heat stroke and needed rest. One would think Miss Kenoyer should be the one insisting on getting medical help for her boyfriend. The following day, a friend of Mr. Riley's, Wesley Torgerson, visited their home, where Miss Kenoyer claimed he was at a walk-in clinic. But was he? Torgerson checked multiple clinics and the ER but found no record of Mr. Riley. What's happening? Miss Kenoyer initially stated that Mr. Riley had been drinking alcohol all day on September 3rd and had a heat stroke on September 2nd. However, a toxicology report confirmed there was no alcohol in Mr. Riley's system at the time of his death, contrary to the statement Miss Kenoyer made. At this point, you'd agree with me that all evidence was pointing to Miss Kenoyer. And that's not all. According to court records, during a search of their home, authorities discovered a Windex window cleaner bottle containing green liquid believed to be antifreeze in the living room. Investigators also found a beer bottle and a mug suspected of containing antifreeze in the garage. Kenoyer told investigators she thought Riley might have accidentally ingested antifreeze, possibly from a cigarette butt. She also said that heat stroke symptoms can resemble those of poisoning. Kenoyer admitted to serving Riley sweet tea throughout the day of his illness, a drink that can easily mask the taste of antifreeze. Riley was alone with Kenoyer for at least 12 hours after he fell ill before she sought medical attention. Antifreeze again? Antifreeze has been the perpetrator of many poisoning cases. Let's take a little flashback at what seems like the most prominent one, the Saudi family murder case, otherwise known as the Antifreeze murders. The Antifreeze murders case was a series of killings and attempted killings within the Saudi family of Springfield, Missouri, for a period of 5 months in 2012. The case involved the deaths of Mark and Sean Stouty and the attempted murder of Sarah Stouty, all of whom were poisoned with antifreeze by their mother, Diane Stouty, who worked with her favorite daughter, Rachel Stouty, to execute these heinous crimes. In April 2012, Mark Stouty died suddenly at the age of 53. His death was ruled to be from natural causes. However, in September 2012, Sean Stouty died at the age of 26. His death was led to be from natural causes. However, the truth eventually emerged. The plan started to unravel in June of 2013 when Sarah Stouty was hospitalized with kidney failure and other organ damage. Doctors were unable to determine the case of her illness. However, they did notice that she had high levels of ethylene glycol in her system, which is the main ingredient in antifreeze. The Stouty family murder duo made a mistake in this instance by taking Sarah to the hospital. They believed that by taking her to the hospital, she would eventually die no matter what. But the true reason for taking her to the hospital would genuinely shock you.
I didn't want another one to die in the house.
And why is that?
Because houses are nasty after somebody's...
Rachel Stouty told investigators that the reason she took Sarah to the hospital was because I didn't want another one to die in the house. And asked, why's that? She answered, because houses are nasty after someone has died in it. Police began to investigate the deaths of Mark and Sean Stouty and the attempted murder of Sarah Stouty. They soon learned that Diane Stouty had purchased antifreeze online in the months leading up to the deaths of her husband and son. They also learned that she had searched online for information about antifreeze poisoning. Diane Stouty was arrested in June 2013. She confessed to poisoning her husband, son, and daughter with antifreeze. She said that she killed her husband because she was in debt, and she wanted to collect his life insurance policy. She said that she had killed her son because he was autistic, and she didn't think he could live a normal life. Her motive to kill her daughter was that she was simply a burden. While the Stouty family murders might be more profound, the case has some similarities with Miss Kenoyer's case. They were both after their husband's money, and of course, they both used antifreeze. But that's not all about husband poisoning cases using antifreeze poisoning. In 2014, an Ohio woman, 53-year-old Teresa Katomsky, killed her husband, Raymond Katomsky, who was 65 years old, with antifreeze poisoning. Also, in 2009, Stacy Castor was found guilty of murdering her then-husband David Castor with antifreeze in 2005. They were all killing their husbands. Is there something we're missing? But why did they consider antifreeze in their plans? Antifreeze poisoning is quite tricky. Without a proper autopsy, it can be ruled out for natural causes, just like in the case of the Stouty family murder. It possesses a deceptive threat. After ingestion, everything appears normal at first. However, during this time, the body is actively metabolizing the antifreeze, ethylene glycol, into various compounds that can adversely impact blood chemistry, the nervous system, and the kidneys. After a few hours, an individual poisoned by antifreeze may show symptoms such as being drunk and stomach discomfort, just like Mr. Riley felt. With time, they may even slip into a coma, with potential kidney damage leading to a halt in urine production, which may eventually lead to death. However, if the victim survives, they could experience lasting kidney and brain damage. It's now apparent why it seems a good choice for these women. Even though some media outlets claim this kind of poisoning is no longer viable, Miss Kenoyer's case makes us rethink. And now, a tragic twist. Ryan Riley, who happens to be the victim's son, disputes the whole story. He claimed that both he and his father fell victim to a scam from a stranger, and there was no actual inheritance. According to Ryan Riley, his father, Stephen Edward Riley Jr., 51, had received an email from someone posing as a distant relative, who promised a meeting at a nearby airport to facilitate the inheritance transfer. He was convinced he had inherited the money and was going to receive it when the supposed lawyer landed, Ryan explained. But the supposed lawyer never showed up. The Minot Police Department had previously suggested that Kenoyer had financial motives to murder her partner of a decade. A police representative stated, Stephen and Ina believed the $30 million inheritance was real, but we have no indication that it would have ever been paid out. But would the money really not have been paid out? Was it all for nothing? The police are still on the case. Miss Kenoyer's next court appearance day is December 7th. Be sure we'll update you on any latest developments on the case. Do subscribe to this channel, and remember to turn on your notifications to get real-time information. See you soon.